What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams. Happy Sunday, and today we're here to discuss the second film in our Disney month, Atlantis, The Lost Empire, featuring the voice talents of Michael J. Fox, James Garner, Cree Summer, Don Novello, Phil Morris, Claudia Christian, Jacqueline Oberdors, Jim Varney, Corey Burton, David Ogden Stiers, and Leonard Nimoy. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said in the introduction, we're here today to take a look at the second film in our 31 Days of Disney as we wrap up our look at the Snow White lineage, if you will, of the classic Walt Disney animation films. As you may remember, last year and this year, I've peppered in a few direct to DVD, direct to VHS sequels just to kind of fill out the month here. But aside from those, we have been taking a look at over the last 3 years everything from Snow White all the way up to the most recent film, which as of right now was Strange World. But let's get into Atlantis, The Lost Empire. Now, our movie opens in 6800 BC as an explosion sends a tsunami towards the city of Atlantis, leaving behind her husband, the king, and their daughter, Princess Kida. The Queen of Atlantis merges with a floating crystal, creating a protective dome over the city's innermost district, which sinks beneath the waves. Now, in the year 1914, some 8,714 years later, Milo Thatch, a budding Smithsonian Institution linguist and cartographer who is constantly ostracized for his dream of finding Atlantis, is introduced by Helga Sinclair to the eccentric millionaire Preston B. Whitmore, who is an old friend of Milo's grandfather, Thaddeus. Whitmore reveals that he made a bet with Milo's grandfather to fund an expedition to Atlantis, and he gives Milo The Shepherd's Journal, a book that describes the history and the path to Atlantis, offering him a place on the expedition. The expedition is headed by Commander Rourke and includes his second in command, Helga, demolitions expert, Vinny, geologist, Mole, medical officer, Dr. Sweet, chef, Cookie, head mechanic, Audrey, radio operator, Mrs. Packard, and dozens of soldiers and sailors. Their submarine, the Ulysses, is attacked and destroyed by a mechanical leviathan that is guarding the entrance to Atlantis, leaving only a handful of survivors. Following the journey, they travel through a dormant volcano, and eventually they arrive at Atlantis, where they are met by the still young Princess Kida. Against her father's wishes, Kida enlists Milo to help Atlantis regain its glory and its culture and its knowledge, as they have been decaying for centuries. Milo learns that a huge crystal called the Heart of Atlantis gives the people longevity and once powered their devices via smaller crystals that they all wear. He also discovers that Rourke and the rest of the crew have known all along about the crystal, and they used the expedition as part of Rourke's secret plan to steal it and sell it, leaving Atlantis to slowly decay and die. Rourke fatally punches the king when he refuses to give up the location of the crystal, but discovers the crystal's chamber regardless. Sensing the threat, the crystal merges with Kida. Rourke imprisons her in a crate, whereupon Milo convinces the crew to turn on Rourke, as they are unwilling to be party to an innocent people's extinction. Rourke, Helga, and the soldiers then start for the surface, with Kida and the others destroying the bridge in order to trap the rest of them behind. The dying king gives Milo his very own crystal, explaining that he had tried to weaponize the heart once before, which caused the prior explosion and the fate of his wife. He says the crystal selects a royal host when the city is in danger, and he begs Milo to save Atlantis and Kida, who will be lost to the crystal forever if not separated from it in time. Milo and his friends rally the Atlanteans to reactivate their flying machines and pursue the mercenaries. They defeat Rourke's men, but he and Helga nearly escape with Kida. Rourke then betrays Helga and throws her to her death. As she dies, she shoots the airship containing Kida's crate while Rourke and Milo fight, with the bullet damaging the airship. While the airship over the heart proceeds to burn, Milo slashes Rourke with a crystal charged shard of glass, turning Rourke into a crystal monster before being shattered by the airship's propellers, killing him. The airship awakens the volcano as it crash lands. Milo and the rest then flee back to Atlantis with Kida, who is still merged with the crystal. She rises to the sky and awakens the ancient stone guardians who rise from the flooded portion of Atlantis, creating a dome to protect it from the lava flow. Once the danger has been neutralized, the crystal returns Kida alive to Milo. Milo then elects to stay in Atlantis with Kida, with whom he has fallen in love, and the rest return to the surface, each with their own Atlantean crystals and a portion of treasure. Whitmore reviews the photographs of the adventure that were taken by Miss Packard, but makes the others swear to secrecy in order to preserve Atlantis's safety. In the stack of photos, Whitmore also finds a heartwarming note from Milo and an Atlantean crystal. Meanwhile, back on Atlantis, Milo and Kida honor her late father by orbiting a carved stone effigy of him, along with the other past kings, around the heart of Atlantis as it once again hovers above the newly restored city, and our movie comes to its close. This was a fun one to watch. I've never seen it before. I maybe have seen parts of it because I am a Michael J. Fox fan, as you guys know. I reviewed the documentary about him and his life and his struggles with Parkinson's called Still not that long ago. I'll link it up here in case you missed it. But big Michael J. Fox fan. So I don't really know why I didn't go and see this one. The only thing I can think of is that it was during that time in my life where I felt like, and I hate to say it now, but I felt like I was too good for Disney movies. You know, once The Lion King happened, and then they started to shell out Pocahontas, Mulan, Hunchback, some of those other ones, I was just kind of like, meh, I'm good. Too old for this now. I'm in college. These are girl stories anyway, with Pocahontas and Mulan being primarily centered on female characters. I'm okay with this. And it wasn't until the end of the 2000s with Meet the Robinsons that I really started to get pulled back into the Disney storytelling. And there's a few movies that came out during that time that I've since seen and I regret not being part of when they first came out. Hunchback is definitely one of them. Lilo and Stitch is another. And we'll be getting to that in a few days. But for the most part, I was just kind of meh on what Disney was releasing. And I regret it because I did enjoy this one. I don't think it's one that I would have really been okay with doing in theaters, though. Like, I feel like this was a good see it on cable TV, get it on VHS or DVD, but not that it was one that I really had to like shell my money out for to go see it in theaters and pay those prices plus drink, plus popcorn, plus nachos, plus. So I'm okay with having just seen it now for the first time, but at the same time, it was good. The only thing I think I would have changed about it and would have made a little bit of an Easter egg is the professor that enlists Milo for the expedition in the first place. I would have had that voice be Christopher Lloyd because then you would have had that Doc Marty throwback for Back to the Future. And I think it would have been great. It would have just been so awesome for that one little thing to be changed. Nothing against the actor who did the professor, but the professor wasn't a major character, anyways. So that's why I think like it would have been so cool to just have that little flip. Curious to know what you guys think about that idea. When it comes to my rating for Atlantis, though, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. It was good, not great. I don't regret having not seen it in theaters and spending my money on it, but I do regret waiting this long to have seen it because I definitely could have seen it on VHS, DVD, cable, any of those type of things prior to this. And I think I would have enjoyed it about as much as I did. What it really did was made me want to go back and watch Journey to the Mysterious Island with Dwayne Johnson because within that movie, they use Jules Verne clues and end up finding the lost city of Atlantis. So after watching this, I really wanted to watch that. I haven't yet. Still might, not sure. But it really made me want to watch that. What do you guys think of Atlantis the Lost Empire? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction I'm always asking you guys for in the comments below. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right here to the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And we're going to take a look at the sequel to one of those movies that I just mentioned. We're going to take a look at The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, starring Tom Hulce, Demi Moore, Kevin Kline, Haley Joel Osment, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Michael McKean, Jason Alexander, Charles Kimbrough, Jane Withers, Jim Cummings, and Frank Welker. You don't want to miss out on that right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel as we continue our month of Disney animated classics, The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. So make sure you smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed, make sure that notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel or anytime we go live, as is the case with Stackboy Sports Bar, Open Mic Night, pay-per-view PLE watch-along coverage, etc. Share these videos with your family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, movie fanatics, cinephiles in your life, fans of Disney movies, fans of Michael J. Fox, fans of James Garner, fans of the Lost City of Atlantis. Anybody you can think of that would enjoy this content in this video, share it with them, as it's the only way we're going to keep my visibility up in YouTube's algorithms now that we are in fact a monetized channel right here on the platform. Thank you once again to everyone who joined me and tuned in this afternoon. It means so much more to me than you guys will ever know. And I will see you guys next time.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.